people don't have an issue with the decision to order troops out of Afghanistan. It is with the way that this president ordered it done. There were children being killed. There were people hanging off of Air Force jets that were leaving, and you're saying that you guys are proud of the way that this mission was conducted?
So who is going to be fired? And we saved the best for last because we got Peter Doocy of Fox News questioning John Kirby here. And John Kirby ain't liking it, folks. I haven't seen John Kirby get this frustrated or maybe mad ever. So let's go ahead and roll it.
Thanks. John, who's going to get fired over this?
Peter, the purpose of the document that we're putting out today is to sort of collate the chief reviews and findings of the agencies that did after-action reviews.
You see, Peter, nobody's going to be fired over this. The president's not going to take responsibility. He's going to blame it on Donald Trump, which is in the assessment within itself. And, everybody else gets to keep their job over the shenanigans and whole debacle and terrible withdrawal that happened in Afghanistan, where Americans died and you had people falling from planes and children dying as well. Nobody's going to get fired. Everybody keeps their jobs. And you know what, Peter? On top of that, they probably got promotions. They actually probably got a pay increase after all this.
It's not, the purpose of it is not accountability. It's the purpose of it is
military leaders.
Purpose of it is to study lesson learned.
You admit that the intel was bad. So how can President Biden ever trust when they come into the Oval Office with the PDB that anything in there is legit?
What I said was
that intelligence is a mosaic. What if the mosaic, all the pieces are incorrect?
What I said was...
You might sit back and think, that's a little bit extreme, that all the pieces of the mosaic, the holistic view was wrong. Not in this case. I mean, basically what Peter's bringing up is correct. You got pretty much everything wrong. It wasn't like this little piece, if we were to zoom in on mosaic here or the collage here, that you would have gotten right. It was all the pieces you got, the whole story that was pictured here, the whole holistic view, the mosaic, the collage was wrong. It's a great question.
Intelligence is hard business.
Oh,
and
it's hard.
They get it right a lot too.
Oh.
There were some pieces here that weren't accurate. And we're being nothing but honest with you and the American people about what those inaccuracies were and how they shaped some of the decision making that was.
Really? Really? We're going to be honest with you guys. Oh, yeah. Hey, John, does the president take any responsibility? Doesn't answer the question, but he's going to be here all weekend for you guys right before the holiday weekend here. Hey, John, does Joe Biden think he did anything wrong? Like, can you give us a list of things that he thought he messed up on? I'm not going to answer that one, but we're being honest with all of you, and we're bringing you the top level information that you need on this.
Laid before the president and the questions that he asked. This document and this effort isn't about accountability today. It's about understanding. And I would also add that as I said to Ed, the review process isn't over. This is the next muscle movement in what will be a long process to better understand and comprehend and adjust to what we learned and what we did in Afghanistan.
But it doesn't seem like after the country has had a couple months to review this, and as the government has, people don't have an issue with the decision to order troops out of Afghanistan. It is with the way that this president ordered it done. There were children being killed. There were people hanging off of Air Force jets that were leaving, and you're saying that you guys are proud of the way that this mission was conducted?
Doesn't mean
of that?
Proud of the fact that we got more than 124,000 people safely out of Afghanistan? You bet. Proud of the fact that American troops were able to seize control of a defunct airport and get it operational in 48 hours? You bet. Proud of the fact that we now have about 100,000 Afghans, our former allies and partners, living in this country and working towards citizenship? You bet. Does that mean that everything went perfect in that evacuation? Of course not. I've talked about it from a different.
Does that mean our troops got blown up? Sure. Does that mean that we just gave the entire country to the Taliban that's still beheading people, beheading Christians, right? sitting there gang raping women, Sharia laws in effect. The country's just completely and utterly crippled. You had people falling from jets. You had people in the wheel wells. But no, yeah, you're right, John. Yeah, peddled this up. Oh, we did this right. We did this right. We took over an airbase in 48 hours. Ooh, like we're supposed to be impressed by that. I'm not impressed by that, John. Okay, I know our military. I know our capabilities. We literally took out the third strongest military in the world that's ever existed in a freaking week in the Gulf War, John. And you're going to sit there and push us that we're supposed to be excited that our military took over a freaking airbase in the middle of a desert? I'm supposed to be like, woo! No, John. So you get a little bit pissed here because Peter Doocy brings up your guys' flaws and the way you handled this whole thing, and you're blaming it on the Donald Trump administration for the handling of your debacle and the president that was voted in by the Democrat Party, because this ain't working up here. Because the head's not working, the body under it ain't working, and our military is moved by the head. The head was in control. The head don't know what's going on. And so now you're trying to cover up for the cognitive disability that is going on with this president. People have to die for it. And now you're going to sit there and grandstand. Look what we did for all these other people. Give me a break.
Podium. The after action reviews are now being reviewed by members of Congress, which will lay out things that could have gone better. Nobody's saying that everything was perfect, but there was a lot that went right. And a lot of Afghans are now living better lives in this country and other countries around the world because of the sacrifices and the work of so many American government officials. So yeah, there's a lot to be proud of, Peter.
Insane messaging from this Biden administration. But should we expect, honest to God, anything different here? To sell you on something that is BS in the same way that they're selling you on the fact that the border is just a situation, you guys. 5+ million people that we only know about have poured across the border. And who are they blaming? Donald Trump. Gas prices go through the roof. Who are they blaming? Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. Inflation, 40-year high, 4 decades. I hadn't even seen it in my lifetime. Who are they blaming that on, you guys? Just tell me. Orange bad man ban, Donald Trump. Everything is Trump's fault. The media are picking up on this. They're seeing what is behind the curtain, and now it's out there in the open with this Trump indictment. The left sees it. Now the leftist media even see it. They're being called out here in these briefings for it. That is why we cover these briefings, you guys. I know sometimes we get tired of it. I know sometimes they don't answer the questions, but it is so important to cover because these are the mouthpieces of the administration, because Joe Biden can't even talk. He's not going to stand up there. I think we have to come to terms that Joe Biden and his presidency, his entire presidency, is never going to stand on that podium and take unvetted questions from the press. We've already accepted that. But you know what? They haven't accepted that the guy sucks. Democrats have not accepted that Joe Biden is a terrible president, that he's done everything wrong. But according to John Kirby, it was done correctly, that Joe Biden has no regrets. If they were to do it, they would do it all over again, except maybe a couple little things. Insane messaging. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Bald Brad Show. Please support us by hitting that like and subscribe button. If you haven't gone to our link down below and purchased our book, paperback, hardcover, Kindle version, folks, How the Left is Destroying America. Hell, we just went over a few examples. The book does a great job of exposing the Democrat Party and progressive left on how they're destroying this country from the inside out. Support an American patriot by buying a copy. Head over to baldbrad.com, pick yourself up a mug. Pick yourself up some merch, some shirts, some hats. We got it all for you, folks. And we will be back here this weekend for another episode of Bald Brad Show. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.